The wind dragged dust across the empty stretch of land like it was trying to bury something that refused to stay dead. The sun hung low, red and heavy, as if it too was tired of watching what this place had become. A crooked sign stood at the edge of the road, barely clinging to its post. Hollow Ridge, it read, though most folks had stopped calling it anything at all. Elias Crow rode in slow, his horse's hooves dull against the dry earth. He hadn't planned on stopping. Men like him didn't stop in places like this unless they had a reason. And he had one. 3 days earlier, a letter had found him in a town that didn't ask questions. It was written in a trembling hand he hadn't seen in 15 years. Just one line. They're still here. No name. No explanation. But Elias knew exactly who it was from. He dismounted in front of what used to be a saloon. The doors hung loose, one of them swaying in the wind with a long, tired creak. Inside, shadows swallowed everything except a single table at the far end. Someone was sitting there. Elias stepped in, his boots stirring dust that hadn't been disturbed in years. His hand rested near his revolver, not gripping it, just reminding himself it was there. The man at the table didn't move. "You took your time," the man said. Elias froze. That voice. Older now, rougher, but unmistakable. "Tom?" Elias said slowly. The man looked up, and the light caught his face. It was him. Or what was left of him. Tom Calder had been buried 16 years ago. "You don't look surprised," Tom said, a faint smile cracking his dry lips. "I saw you die," Elias replied. Tom leaned back in his chair. "No. You saw them shoot me." "Big difference." Silence filled the room, thick and suffocating. Elias stepped closer. "You sent the letter." Tom nodded. "Figured it was time you came back. I left this place behind." "You don't leave something like this behind," Tom said. "It stays. Like a stain." Elias clenched his jaw. "Who's they?" Tom's eyes shifted toward the dark corners of the saloon. "You already know." Elias didn't want to. But he did. The Black Hollow Gang. They had ridden into Hollow Ridge like a storm, taken everything, and left bodies hanging as warnings. Elias and Tom had tried to fight back. It had ended with gunfire, flames, and Tom bleeding out in the dirt. Or so Elias thought. "They're gone," Elias said. "I made sure of it." Tom chuckled softly. "That's what you told yourself." A floorboard creaked behind Elias. He turned fast, gun drawn. No one. But the door had stopped moving. The wind had died. "You feel it, don't you?" Tom whispered. Elias didn't answer. "You ever wonder why this place never got rebuilt?" Tom continued. "Why no one came back?" Elias swallowed. "Because it's cursed." Tom smiled wider now. "Now you're catching on." A sudden bang echoed from upstairs. Elias's head snapped toward the staircase. "Stay here," he said. Tom didn't respond. Elias moved carefully, each step deliberate as he climbed the stairs. The wood groaned under his weight, like it was warning him to turn back. At the top, a hallway stretched into darkness. A door at the end slowly creaked open on its own. Elias raised his gun. "Hello?" he called. No answer. He walked forward, heart pounding harder with each step. Inside the room, moonlight spilled through a broken window, illuminating something on the floor. A body. Elias rushed in, kneeling beside it. The face was pale, eyes wide open in terror. It was Tom. Fresh blood pooled beneath him. Elias stumbled back, breath catching in his throat. "No," he whispered. Footsteps echoed behind him. Slow. Heavy. Elias turned. A figure stood in the doorway. Tall. Wrapped in a long black coat. A hat shadowed his face, but Elias didn't need to see it. He knew. "Evening, Crow," the man said. Elias's grip tightened on his gun. "You're dead." The man tilted his head slightly. "Funny thing about death, it don't always stick." More footsteps filled the hall. Figures appeared behind him. One by one. The entire Black Hollow gang. Every single one of them. Elias fired. The shot echoed, deafening in the tight space. The bullet hit the leader square in the chest. He didn't fall. Didn't even flinch. Instead, he smiled. "You never did understand," he said. The shadows surged forward. Elias ran. He burst down the stairs, nearly slipping, his breath ragged. The saloon felt smaller now, like it was closing in on him. "Tom," he shouted. But the chair at the table was empty. The door slammed shut behind him. Elias spun, firing again. Each shot passed through shadows that twisted and reformed. A hand grabbed his arm. Cold. Stronger than anything human. He struggled, but more hands reached out, gripping him, pulling him back. "You can't leave," a voice hissed. "This is where it ends." Elias roared, wrenching free, diving toward the door. He burst outside. The town had changed. Lights flickered in windows that had been dark moments ago. Figures moved along the street. Not living. Not dead. Watching. Waiting. Elias staggered back, realizing the truth. He had never left this place. Not really. The night of the massacre. He remembered now. The gunfire. The flames. Tom falling. And then. A sharp pain in his chest. A bullet. He had gone down right beside his friend. The memory hit him like a hammer. Elias looked at his hands. They were pale. Fading. "No," he whispered. The saloon doors creaked open behind him. The gang stepped out, surrounding him slowly. "You've been wandering a long time, Crow," the leader said. "But every road leads back here." Elias's knees buckled. "This ain't real," he said, though his voice trembled. "It's more real than anything you've known since that night." Tom stepped forward from the shadows. Not the broken body upstairs. This one looked as he had before. Alive. Or something close to it. "You were never meant to leave," Tom said quietly. "Why send the letter?" Elias asked. Tom's expression darkened. "Because you forgot." The gang closed in tighter. "And forgetting don't change what you are." Elias looked around, desperation clawing at him. "Then what happens now?" he asked. The leader smiled. "You remember." The world shifted. Suddenly, Elias was back in the street. Flames roared around him. Screams filled the air. He saw himself, alive, younger, firing wildly, panic in his eyes. Tom beside him. Then the shot. Elias watched himself fall. Watched the life drain from his own body. The gang standing over him. Laughing. The vision snapped away. Elias was back in the present. Or whatever this was. Tears burned in his eyes. "I tried to stop you," he said. The leader shrugged. "You tried. You failed." The ground beneath Elias began to crack. Darkness seeped through. "This town, it feeds on what happened," Tom said. "And we're part of it now." Elias shook his head. "There's got to be a way out." Tom looked at him for a long moment. Then he said, "There is." Hope flickered. "How?" Elias asked. Tom stepped closer. Join them. Elias froze. What? The leader chuckled. Become what you've been running from. Elias backed away. No. Or keep reliving it, Tom said softly. Over and over. Forever. The town seemed to breathe around him. Waiting. Elias closed his eyes. He could hear the gunshots again. Feel the pain. The fear. It would never end. Unless. He opened his eyes. All right, he said. The gang smiled. Smart man, the leader said. Tom didn't. As Elias stepped forward, something in his chest twisted. A realization. A terrible, final truth. He looked at Tom. You already chose, didn't you? Elias said. Tom's silence was answer enough. Elias nodded slowly. Then I guess there's only one thing left to do. He drew his gun. And turned it on himself. The gang lunged forward. Too late. The shot rang out. Darkness swallowed everything. For a moment, there was nothing. Then. Wind. Dust. The same crooked sign. Hollow Ridge. A rider approached from the horizon. A man Elias had never seen before. Confused. Drawn here by something he couldn't explain. Inside the saloon, a figure sat at a table. Waiting. Elias Crow looked up as the doors creaked open. You took your time, he said. And somewhere deep inside, something screamed that it had all happened before.